DJ Dads.
What's going on? Welcome to another episode of DJ Dads. This is Amp Live and...
This is Dirt Monkey.
Yeah, that's right. And we're dads, we DJ, and we be talking about kids and shows and DJ stuff. So let's do this, man. Whoa. What a weekend, right?
Yeah, that was something. There were a couple things that happened.
Yeah, I performed in front of 10,000 people with my kid. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, just normal business right now.
Well, it's funny you say that because my 7-year-old son actually thinks that way, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how it goes, right? You know, I think we kind of talked about this, but it's like these kids growing up with their parents as entertainers, like their threshold on, or their view on what's normal and what isn't is really going to be crazy.
Yeah. I think it's good for them, though. I think it's good. I feel like then they don't, it's harder for them to idolize people, you know?
Yeah, you know, you know, I think you're right. There's some good and bad to it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all of my friends that grew up out here, like in LA, like they don't trip on anything, which is, you know, that's cool. But it's also like, I mean, some stuff should kind of be exciting, but you know, it just matters. My whole thing though is like how they're going to view, like say they want to become artists. Like they've already been on stage in front of all these people and that, you know, they've already been into the green rooms and gotten the headliner treatment.
Yeah.
You know, you got to start out from the trenches. You got to start out from, you know, not even having the green room.
You know what though? Maybe it'll weed out the people that do it for the fame. Cause then they're like, okay, I already know what that's like. My dad plays a show and he gets like a coconut water on his rider that I get to drink and like some Pokemon cards and
Pokemon cards
and like whatever, that's cool. But maybe that, you know, it'll make them, they really end up doing it. Like if Nico really ends up getting into music because he truly loves music, it's not because he wants to like see what it's like to be famous or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Tell us what happened over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I played Red Rocks and I got to play direct support for Enzo, which was sick. It was like sold out. You know, went perfect. Like it rained a little bit, but not too bad.
Rained a little bit.
Yeah. I'm stoked that you got to come out too. You made a last second little mini vacation decision.
I was ironically off of daddy duty. So yeah, I left LA to go hang out with you and Nico.
Yeah.
So that was definitely fun.
And then we had I've been working on this song with Eli and we made a music video Thursday. So we were filming some of the video Friday at Red Rocks. Which you made it in a few of the video clips.
Yeah, I got slid in there.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all family.
Yeah. So so that was sick. And then Eli performed our song. It went really well, even though we didn't get to sound check. Yeah, it was like a classic total mess leading up to my set, pretty much. Like,
yeah, nobody knew how it was gonna sound. It sounded great though. I was in the audience and yeah, those guys are dialed in. For those of you guys who don't know, Red Rocks is a huge, huge venue in Denver, Colorado, kind of on the outskirts, and it's built into like this mountain. There's no other venue like this, maybe in the world, but I know for sure in this country. And it's just an amazing sight to see. If you haven't been to a show at Red Rocks, I would definitely go. But yeah, it was fun, man. I think a lot happened. I mean, also that after party on Saturday was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Boogie
T killed it.
Boogie T was the next night at Red Rocks. And And from what I heard, it dumped snow his whole set.
And people are still out going crazy though. Isn't that crazy, man? Like all you Colorado people, kudos, because literally when I landed on Friday, I had to take my jacket off because it was so humid. And the next day it's snowing. Like, what kind of world is this, man?
Yeah. Although as we speak right now, I bet you there's like 5,000 people that caught a cold that weekend.
Yeah, that is true. It's true.
But yeah, it was, the after party was sick though. I played the after party for the Boogie T show, and that was at Temple, and that was fun. That was like, you know, it's funny because I kind of downplayed it in my head because I had just did all this preparation for Red Rocks, you know, like made a ton of edits of songs, got my set completely perfectly dialed. So by the time it was ready, you know, it was time for the next night, I was like, okay, now I can just chill.
Those are fun shows though, because I feel like the after parties, you can just kind of be off the grid. And like, I think the after party, you played a little bit more the house and dance tempo.
Oh yeah, I did. I played a little more house.
Yeah.
I also played other people's tunes, which I never do. So that was,
yeah,
it was fun, but it was also, it's funny because I was all excited to do it. And afterwards I was like, I kind of get why I only play my tunes now, because they all of my songs sonically fit into the same category, I guess. And when I play other people's music, it just, with the exception of your songs, those two songs that I played, right? Did I play two of your songs or just that one?
Yeah, you played two.
Okay, so yeah, those fit well too, but that's just because of mixing and mastering and all that. We have
this. Wait a minute. This actually leads into a discussion about playing sets, because you've told me that playing a custom set of all your tunes in the long run is way better than playing a set with other people's music. And it's weird because we get back into this DJ versus DJ artist type of thing, and like DJ producer. So it's like, yeah. What's your view on that?
For me, well, first of all, it's all subjective. It's all whatever. Like I enjoy both equally when other people do them. Like I love hearing people play other people's tunes. I love, a lot of times when people play all original sets, it gets a little boring to me. So the reason I do it though is because it's the easiest way for me to like craft my entire set. And if there's any holes in my set, like next time I'm in the studio, I'll be like, okay, there was a section when I'm playing my 100 to 110 BPM stuff where like this song isn't really working. So I'll pull that song out and I'll write something else to put in the place of it. And I'll be like,
that's
okay,
pretty crazy, man.
This song on this side is like in this key. The song I need to get to is at this key in this tempo. So
you're crafting your sets like as a story, like you're kind of building each song by song.
Yeah. Yep. And just slowly working on it.
That's I don't know if the average producer could do that though. That's the thing. But I kind of think that that's future goals. This is the thing that you brought up something interesting, is that it kind of gets boring to people if you are playing all kind of custom original set. So I didn't even think about that.
But
I mean, what do you think the middle ground is?
The middle ground is bootleg. So I do a lot of remixes. Like I do a lot of bootleg kind of remixes now.
So you take somebody else's song and like remix it. So you have some of that recognition in there, but you put your own spin on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I did, there's a couple like classic reggae songs that I sample and use. And I don't know, like the Light Years song, that's got the Tom's Diner sample, but I just had Zaska sing it.
Yeah, shout out to Zaska too. She killed it.
Oh yeah, she killed it. Yeah, she killed it
hard,
on stage with me for our song, and then her set at the after party was sick.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's easier. It's just easier for me. But I've also been making music for like forever and have a gajillion songs.
That's the thing about it. It's like you got to have the chops. I mean, this is the thing. It's weird because I think I've been making music as long as you, maybe a little bit longer, honestly. Even though it was just hip hop, but like I could pull all my stuff together and do a custom set, but it wouldn't necessarily be current. So right now I am trying to do a custom set, but you also have to be really dialed in sonically to be able to mix and master it so it sounds the same. That's where I get held up as like, dude, I can't like mix all this stuff and like have it sound great for the show. So, you know, it does take a certain type of person with a certain type of caliber to do that though, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to be pretty dialed in with knowing how stuff's going to sound. And also, I mean, I got one guy doing all my mastering now. So that's kind of helping with like, eventually it'd be nice to have my entire set go through him. So it's just, then it's just completely like as polished as you could possibly get. With the exception of like, I'm always working on new songs. So, you know, sometimes I'll be on the airplane and I'll get all excited and write something and play it that night.
I think that's the difference between artist DJing and I guess you would call it not multi-format DJing, but I don't know what the word is for it. Just regular DJing? I don't know. But like, I know when you're on stage or you're on like any type of venue and you're playing other people's songs, it does take the personal, I guess, what am I trying to say? It kind of takes the personal expression and kind of like how people relate to you and stuff. I think like people relate a little bit differently.
Yep.
You know, if you're just playing like just smashers and you're killing it, people are gonna like that. They're gonna say you killed the show, this and that. But then if you're playing smashers or you're just like killing it, and then you're playing songs that are personally yours, I think people are drawn to it even more because it comes from you. You know, so I think it's an interesting thing, but those lines are still kind of getting blurred. I just think it matters how you market yourself and really like what your end goal is going to be. You know, to me personally, I think you should always go the artist route because it's going to make your brand stand out more, make more money, all that. But some people just aren't built for that.
It just feels better too. Like that was the other thing. And when I did the DJ set thing, it was like, all right, this is fun. Like, you know, you're rocking a crowd and you're playing bangers and people like it, but it doesn't quite feel the same as like playing one of your own bangers and getting that reaction. And I also think it's like a subconscious feeling that people have when you're playing all your own stuff. They can feel that this is getting like we're getting pretty deep in the weeds here, but like they can feel if you're the one that created all that and you're like putting that out there to them.
Yeah. The other downside though is what if the songs don't go off that you made?
Well, that's when
I've definitely had that happen.
Dude, I'm
just like, oh man.
Yo, that happened this weekend. There were little parts of my set that like, so when I do play my own music, I feel like I'm very tuned in with how the crowd reacts. And I can tell like every part of every song, whether it needs work or not. So like just last night, I was working on this drum and bass song. It's actually the title. Well, I announced that my album's coming out in the fall, but it's the title track for the album. And I noticed when I played it at Red Rocks, you know, the vocals come in and there's some stuff going on, a couple like melodic elements, but I noticed it was just kind of thin and it was just vocals going and it was kind of lower energy than I wanted it to be. So I came back here and, you know, I filled in some spots. I changed the drums a little bit.
That's the James Brown method, man. That's what he used to do. He used to perform and then go back to studio immediately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that all the time.
That's the beauty of it, you know? Like, you perform the song, you can go make changes before you put it out. That's real talk.
I'm doing that for my whole album. I've been working on that for a while. Oh, one thing I wanted to... There was a moment that happened that immediately made me think of like DJ dads and this podcast and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing my set and I just got done and I was like, you know, I was just on cloud nine. Like the whole Eli thing was the coolest thing ever to me. Zoska did our song at the end. She did this vocal where it was like, I hope you find better weather. And it stopped raining right when she said it. And I was feeling all like, you know, like, yeah, this is so sick. This is so good. Like everything's perfect. This is amazing. This was like the best set ever. And I walk off stage and a couple, you know, my managers are like, oh my God, that was incredible. And I was feeling all good about myself. And I looked over at Nico and he's got this giant balloon. And instead of being like, good job, Dad, that was amazing, he just came up and started smacking me in the face with this giant balloon. And he was like, Dad, can we leave now? And I was like, yep. Just in case I was starting to feel good about myself, that's going to bring me back down to reality real quick.
Welcome. That's exactly what I just went through earlier in the year. Dude, these kids are crazy, man. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like they're growing up, like seeing this. So to them, it doesn't matter that 10,000 people are going crazy over your song. Like you're just dad, and I'm gonna smack you in the head with the balloon because I can.
Yeah, like, all right, bitch, let's go home. I'm done.
Can we go home now? Oh my God.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that brings you down to earth really fast.
Yep.
Really fast.
I had a moment of feeling really good though. And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, back to this.
We got to see, I need to talk to somebody. We need to bring somebody on the show that has like an adult child. But they've been performing this whole time, so the kid has seen them. Actually, I might know some people because I want to know like if it changes. Like eventually, does your child come around and like can see the talent and like knows to like, you know, Dad, that was a great job, or is it just always going to be like, yeah, you know, it's cool, but you know, I'm hungry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get some other points of view on that. Friction. We got to get Friction on here. He's got, his kid's like, his older kid's 26, I think.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
Something like that would be cool. I mean, there's definitely some artists who their kids have come up and started doing music just like them, you know.
Miley Cyrus.
Like, yeah.
It's the only one I can think of.
I think it's like rolling dice, man.
Yeah.
Nothing you could, I don't think there's anything you could do about it, honestly. Because you can expose your kid to the same thing, but you just don't know how they're going to look at it. Yeah. You know? You don't know what's in their DNA yet.
You know what this just made me think of? Are you familiar with Hi, I'm Ghost? So he's a producer. I think I've met him a couple times. I'm pretty sure I have. I think he was super cool. His dad is Jonathan Davis, the singer of Korn. So that would be an interesting like inverse kind of guest to talk.
Yeah, we could get that. Heck yeah.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
I mean, when I've watched interviews of like actors, like what's her name? She's the daughter of the singer from Aerosmith. What's his name?
Liv Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just used to say, I've seen interviews and she was always like, yeah, that's my dad. Like when she was young, she was just like, yeah, dad's going to work. And, you know, she would go. But as you know, it was, and then also, you know, you want your parent, but they can't be with you because they're doing this other thing. So I think it builds like a little bit of animosity towards their career. But as you get older, once you start getting into that talent, you start to recognize how talented your parent is. And then it's kind of like, oh, I need to try to do this like you, or like, can you show me how to do this, and this? I think it seems like as they got older, she really started to appreciate the stardom and like, just kind of like how things were handled and, the success and how well he did and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if there's anything you could do. You just got to do your best. But I mean, your kid could end up like hating entertainment. And I've definitely seen that too, where they're just like as far from it as possible.
Yeah. That's what I would assume would happen. That's like, to me, that's the likely outcome.
Well, but also if your kid's an introvert, then yeah. But if your kid's an extrovert, probably not.
Yeah. Or maybe each an introvert and an extrovert would like different aspects of it. Like the introvert,
that's true.
The introvert kid would probably see what we do and be like, wait, I get paid to just sit in a room all day and make beats on the computer? Sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up, right? I know the dude who made I Always Feel Like You're Watching Me from like the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
That's Berry Gordy's son, right? So you know who Berry Gordy is. He created Motown Records.
Yeah.
A gazillionaire. But he did that song totally without his dad knowing. Got Michael Jackson on it, everything.
Seriously?
Put it out. Like his dad heard it for the first time when it was about to come out.
Wow.
And so that was an interesting perspective because I saw his interview and he was just like, yeah. He's like, I wanted to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't need my dad's help. And so it's so weird because I see that like I see with my oldest, he kind of is going that route. Like I cooked dinner the other day. He took a picture of the food. I called him. I was like, why'd you do that? He's like, well, I just like take a picture of food. I was like, do you want to make that dish? He's like, yeah. I was like, why'd you just ask me? I can show you how to make it. He's like, well, I'm just taking pictures of it. So I'm like, this dude is probably going to look at the food and go try to make it himself.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you could just ask me, man. But like, that's just the type of kid he is. He wants to like come up and do it all by himself, which is great. It's just hard as a parent because you're like, this is what I'm here for.
Right. You're like, we have resources for you to.
Yeah, we have resources, man. Like, why go the hard way? But it's just like, sometimes these kids want to do that. So I guess there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's the battle.
Figuring stuff out the hard way ingrains it into your head a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. Dude, the other thing is, I wonder, like, what if your kid just comes out and just, like, is killing it? And it's starting to take work from you.
Oh, man.
Like, he's 18, 19, they're like, we wanted to book you, Dirt Monkey, but, dude, DJ Nico, he's...
Yeah. I'm going to be opening for him. I'd open for him.
He has a new sound. And he's taking your sound and put like a new spin on it.
You know what? After all these like merch photos and videos that I've made him take for me in the backyard and all that, I'd say he earned it. Like I put that kid to work.
You'd be like, oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, there are definitely some artists that have a problem with that though. That'd probably be some problems for the egomaniacs.
Oh yeah. Dude, I'd be stoked. Honestly, that's my dream come true right there.
I know. To me, I'd be like, dude, cool.
Do it better. Do it bigger and better.
Set back. You can pay some of this rent.
Yep. I will try to jump in there and be his manager though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then you're like a dadager.
Yeah, actually, that's not.
And you definitely have the chance of him not listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah. True. All right.
You got to have that relationship.
I got some time to think about this.
Well, you got to see if it sticks, man. Your kids are so young, man. Once, oh man, so many changes that could happen.
Yeah,
but Anyways, it sounds like it was a great weekend. I definitely had fun. Man, you can't go wrong with Colorado. So
yeah, it was epic. It was classic Colorado weather, hot, snowing, all in like 24 hours.
Yeah, all in 24 hours. The only thing we're missing was hail.
Yep.
The epic hailstorms.
Yep. And then I came home to, of course, I came home to our 3-year-old projectile vomiting the whole day. So that was that was fun. All over my car.
All over the car?
Yeah, I feel like we talk about this a lot on this podcast. He left
vomit and poop. Yeah,
he left a nice
that's a theme.
Nice little coat of vomit on the inside of my car. Pretty fun, but he's good
tough,
now.
Dude. I had a dad car for about 10 years, man. I recently got a grown-up car 2 years ago. Before that, in my first car, when my kids were between 3 and 6, the back seat was just horrid. Like when I sold that thing, they were like, what the hell was happening back here? They were probably looking at me crazy. Because literally I had it was like light colored vanilla, like upholstery. And it was like black at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Dude, I got seat covers. There's seat covers everywhere. It's like,
yeah, I didn't do seat covers. I should have done it.
Yeah. And
everybody was sick, basically.
Yeah. My wife and baby daughter are still sick, kind of. Well, my wife's sick. Penny's she's just got she's kind of stuffed up. It's also like crazy allergy season here right now. Yeah. Like the pollen is insane. It's like a coating of green on my car. So there's that. But yeah, to be expected.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. As long as you come home and you help out, you make everybody happy, right? All right. What's up next? You want to talk about Serum? You should lead that one off.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, it's funny because I'm talking about Serum too, but the thing I've seen everyone talk about today is the new Skrillex album. But
oh yeah, he just dropped it.
Yeah.
All right, let's yeah. You want to just dive into Serum 2?
Yeah, Serum 2. Yeah, it's sick. I think it's almost fully replaced Current for me. It's basically like a bigger, better version of Serum. Like it sounds better. It's got a bunch of new wavetables, Actually, the new presets are sick too. I usually never use presets.
Presets are sick.
Like I don't know. There's never good enough presets to me, but this has some really sick ones.
So you're about the presets if you can. You're not snooty about that.
Only for certain things. Like if I'm making like bass, like mid-range bass, like wobble kind of stuff. Like I'll never use a preset for that because I don't think I can find a preset that matches what I want to make. But there's an 808 section, like 808 sub kind of bass. Those are sick. Like the drill, there's a specific one called drill.
Yeah,
and it's just perfect. It's sick.
You do like the rolls and stuff, like warp it really easy.
Well, it has the macros attached like to certain stuff in there, so you can just tune it really well.
I like the granulator is pretty cool.
I actually haven't messed with that.
Like it kind of it kind of analyzes a sample or anything you put in there, but the way you can manipulate it is like on some like really weird sound design, just craziness. Like you could take elements of like the sample frequencies, I guess, and just squish it together and then apply it to a sound. And it's kind of like you're getting the same type of rhythm, the same type of feel that like the sample that you put in there had. but you can actually manipulate it and stretch it and like, I don't know, it's pretty crazy, man. Like they really dove into it, man. Like I've never seen anything like this. I think this is going to I think Serum 2 is going to kind of change things, and it might even expand to even being a DAW or something like that eventually. It's like you could do so much with it now. It's almost like standalone. You could sequence, you could add samples, you could like do clips.
Right. Well, especially with how good those presets are. Like it's just that sound is more accessible to everybody.
Yeah, I got to start messing with the presets, actually. I stayed away from them because I was just like, But I looked the other day, I was like, damn, that's a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good ones. Still, though, I don't know if I like using the Korg M1 plugin. Like the
Korg M1.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Korg M1. Nobody Rusco put me onto that, actually. It has all the like classic sounds on it. Pretty sick though.
So like for bass or just for like melody?
For melody, for like organs, pianos, brass, woodwind, all that.
Huh. You should do a Korg M1 sample pack.
Yeah, I guess. The only thing though is the presets are not really like, it's totally sample based, so it's not easy to like tweak presets.
Yeah.
So, everyone should just go get the plugin though. It's sick. It's like $100.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. We're gonna edit this out. That's my little secret. People don't need to know about that.
I mean, some of these kids they're gonna be like, that's too old. It's like getting a Triton or something. All right, well, we can keep it short today. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we got it. I think we got it covered. We went over the weekend.
Yeah, weekend was fun, man. Weekend was epic.
Yeah.
Epic, and yeah. This year's feeling good. Oh yeah, we festival season's about to start, so we could talk about that next time, man. We got some cool stuff coming up.
Yeah. We're both gonna be at Shambhala. That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, Shambhala. If the weather's right, that might be the festival of the year, man. But I don't want to put too much on it. Like sometimes we get too hype about stuff. It's like,
yeah, always
something crazy happens.
Actually, every time you get too hype about stuff, that happens.
Just about every time. I think I'm gonna do an all controller set though.
You should, dude. You gotta.
I'm about to switch it up, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start whipping out my controllers again. So, gotta get something together. All right. Well, see you later.
All right. Later, everybody.